So we got rejected at the 200 weekly moving average. Now we know this is the most important indicator to know that how big should we think on this current move? Are we actually going to 30K? Are we going to higher levels than what we actually thought? And yesterday we started rampaging. And what we had was the dominance start to spike up yet again. But what actually happened yesterday is we did get a rejection. Okay, we did get a rejection, which, guys, it is understandable. It's one of the biggest indicators. And remember, we haven't been below this for a very, very, very long time. And ultimately, the bears are going to try hold this level. But one thing that became really good and why I am buying altcoins on this current dip is because we did not get a higher high on the dominance, which was big. I wanted to know, is dominance going to 48? Otherwise, we should reverse around 45 now, and we should go back to the early 40s, and we should have that total 3 catch up. Now, what's currently dragging is we did have the little rejection points over here, and we do have a strong DXY. We have a weak stock market right now. So if you put the two together, we had not only Bitcoin at the most critical level yesterday, where it was rampaging, we also had the dollar spike, and we had the stock market start to make its way down. Now, for me, I'm taking advantage of this dip, and I'm going to show you why in the show I'm taking advantage of it. I am opening some altcoin positions. The big question was, we've been expecting another altcoin surge, and the question was, how big is that surge? Should we be thinking 3 to 6 months, or should we be thinking the next few weeks and then take some profits? And as long as Bitcoin stays below the 25K, we're thinking slightly smaller, but we know that that can expand at any point. But we spoke about we need the pullback. Altcoins broke trends 2 days ago, and now we've had the retest of all those trends, and I'm going to be getting into them, and I'm going to show you exactly why. No more wasting time, James. Hit the button, and let's get into the show.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, hope you're having a fantastic day. I don't have my pilot headphones today. It does feel a little bit awkward, but I did leave them at home. You know, it's been a crazy 24 hours. If you're brand new to the channel, smash the subscribe button. If you're part of the family, smash the like button. How are we feeling, guys? So yes, I do need to comb my hair. You're right. But come on, it's a crazy market out there. Now you care about my hair. Let's worry about the charts. Join the family, guys. Remember, we have the Rolex promotions. If you sign up with the links below in the Rolex promotion of the Bitget and the ByBits, you stand a chance. We're giving it away in the next 10 days. We have 2 Rolexes still up for grabs. What you have to do is open a trade with one of those exchange links. And if you open with OKX, with ByBit or Bitget and the exchanges below, you can join our VIP Discord, where we have over 35,000 members there. And we have a VIP section where we can get my calls and my show charts every single day. Cool. Let's jump into it, guys. A lot to speak about, and how are we trading this? So yes, we did have rejection. We had rejection at one of the most important indicators. And you know what? Give the bears a little bit of credit still, that they're holding a crazy level, okay? And expect, you know, we were waiting on this little push up, and we've been having this push, but this is probably the most important level. You know, this is where we're thinking, do we go 25? Do we then go into slight depression in the next few weeks? And then obviously have a slow grind right at the end of the year, slow grind next year, and basically start the next bull cycle. You know, we get the halving, we get all the stuff, and do we respect the same cycles? And all that we're saying, and what I was saying yesterday, is I'm still expecting an altcoin run. I'm still expecting a total 3 run, but it was about how big is that run. If Bitcoin goes to 30K, now all of a sudden I'm thinking way bigger than what I was a few days back. But ultimately, we are still below. So we're still trading right now for the next few weeks to take some profits. And if Bitcoin decides to get above 25K, then all of a sudden we start thinking, okay, this may be a 3-month period, but we should be taking advantage of this area, as well as the bounce that we're currently having right now is an area for us to protect and to put some stop losses in and allow the market to do what it needs to do. So if we jump quickly to the shorter time frame on Bitcoin, it's quite simple right now. Bitcoin had the strong push. And as long as it gets anywhere near that 25K, expect that dominance to be behind Bitcoin and, be working with Bitcoin at that time. But what we did end up getting was quite a big daily rejection candle. And now what we can see is we do have a support, and the support is basically the $23,000 zone. So before this pump, it was important that we hold 21K. Okay, now we're at that point where it's important to hold 22K. So as long as Bitcoin is still above 22.5, we can attempt that 25K at any point. So you just got a little bit of an idea to say that now support, in order for us to still have bullish momentum, to still have a bit of a bullish trend, and to continue these crazy gains. Again, we have a market that's doing crazy things. I spoke about Filecoin a few times. Filecoin took off all of a sudden, and we're still getting these random pumps. We spoke about ICP yesterday. We are still getting gains right now, and that's why I'm saying there's still bullish momentum in the market, and we still have more retail to go. Now, the question is, right now, this could be a huge bull trap that they are attempting on the higher time frames, right? And it's something we're trading to make money. But the question is, they want to make money. Do they make that much money from just running Bitcoin alone? No, they don't. So for me, the altcoins are the ones where they really make the money and where they really get the FOMO in and everything moving. And that's why I still see them pushing up. So it's quite simple with Bitcoin right now. We do have the 4-hour RSI that's reset. And this is now making its way down to the oversold position. And ultimately, I'm looking at a temporary bounce for Bitcoin over here. Now, I don't expect Bitcoin to break that 25K yet. I actually expect it to probably range in this area. If it does break at any point, it means dominance, possibly break the previous high, which I'll get to now, and it may be a lot bigger than what we think, right? But for now, as long as we're holding the areas of 22, 22.5, I'm expecting Bitcoin to basically hover in this range. Because if you have a look, 4-hour RSI is reset. We do have slightly higher time frames that are still making their way up, but right now we have a reset RSI, and I'm expecting a temporary bounce in this area. Now, what's interesting is we needed something to cool down the dominance. Now, look at the dominance. Quite a strong rejection yesterday. And what stood out for me was this higher high. You see the lower high. You see where we were attempting to break through. And this was the critical one. This was the one to say, how long is this Bitcoin pump going to happen? And it still stands. Ultimately, we will forgive dominance at any point that it decides to go up more, as long as it's a Bitcoin pump. If it's a Bitcoin pump, no problem. Dominance, go, 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 go. Do what you need to do. It's fine. But ultimately, we did set a daily lower high at the moment, and we are still waiting for this huge leg to the downside. Now, the benefits of Bitcoin having the pump the last few days is it took the dominance a little bit higher than what we even thought, which for me creates an even bigger leg down again. We made money at the time of the altcoins with this little push over here. Now you look at where it is over here to support, it's nearly double size of this one over here. So it's still pointing to altcoin strength right now. And you can see many of the coins are nearly back at the levels of where they were yesterday. So how quick, and Bitcoin is still quite far off the top. So we see definitely the altcoins coming to life. And if we look at the total 3 chart, for me, the main thing that it did do was it made a higher high. It had a successful retest. And for me now that we have the higher, high, I'm expecting the higher low, and I want to buy this push over here. I want to be in altcoins before we break this high properly, because when we break this high properly, we have the 2 major resistances, but ultimately we have these gaps, and these gaps are the ones where you're going to see the popcorn effect and see the random altcoins just explode out of nowhere. So we want this pullback over here, and ultimately we want to protect ourselves under these lows over here, but we want to be in. Because by the time this break comes over here, it's going to get really hard to get back into the altcoin market. Now, let's quickly speak before I jump into the coins and the calls that I'm looking at. We do have a little bit of a weak stock market at the moment. And this is obviously, I don't think Bitcoin really cares much. I think it was just ironic that Bitcoin was at such a critical level that it did have a little bit of a dump off with the stock market. But the Bitcoin's not really following the stock market perfectly at the moment. And what we can see is I'm kind of hoping that we do have a little bit of sideways range, but we are getting a little bit of weakness. Now, stock market, the futures, we're still holding trend at the moment, which is fine. But ultimately, we don't want to lose this trend. We don't want too much of a pullback in the stock market. We don't want to stop the momentum. Bitcoin and crypto are currently extremely bullish. People are FOMO-ish. I still think retail are not anywhere there just yet. I would say they're 20% on the meter. There's still a lot of retail to come in. And we just want this to basically hover. Now, we should hopefully get that with the DXY at the level that it's in. Now, slight concern with DXY. We broke the long-term trend, right? And now, ultimately, we're on that trend. And if not, we're peeping our head slightly through it. So for me, I am hoping that we do have a small bounce in the stock market and basically just get this DXY to just slow down. We don't want to get anywhere near breaking these highs again, because then it basically means it's retracing this whole wave. And we can then have it go up to these areas over here. And we know as long as the dollar is strong, it's just not the funnest and greatest market to be in. So keep an eye on DXY and keep an eye on the level of the 105. As soon as you start to see the 105, start tightening a little bit of stop losses. It just means that the stock market could drop major areas. And if we start breaking these areas in the DXY to the upside, we plant that quickly to the futures. It basically means we start losing these trends over here. And ultimately, we can start the pullback of this whole move. And that can bring anywhere of areas down to 32,000, if not even lower areas of up to a 10% down in the stock market. So these are little things that you just got to be aware of on the macro scale when you're trading the market. But nonetheless, guys, I want to show you this chart over here. This chart's important. Very important. And you'll understand why we're having a little bit of a fight again in these areas. Fred's still injured. Fred's still injured. I don't think he's touching crypto for a little while. It happens. It happens. You go against the market and it smacks you. It does happen. Yeah, we'll degen. We'll definitely degen. So as you can see here, when it comes to the USDT dominance, important chart, very important chart, showing dollars flowing into crypto. And ultimately, we dropped this a while back, and that's why we've had a really good market. But then we have the true trend, and the true trend is this whole wave of, all this bearishness we've had over the last few months. And what happened yesterday is we just peeped our head through over there, and that was Bitcoin just breaking the 25K range. And then basically, we still managed to close above it. Now, guys, anytime that we decide to lose this trend means we start the correction of this whole wave, which could bring us down 5.6, if not to these areas over here. And that just shows and explains again, when it comes to the total 3 and the dominance, that we're at a level now and expect it to take a little bit of time now to fight and these sort of things with Bitcoin at the moment. Because if we lose this level, we can start a really big wave to the downside, and this would be incredible and really bullish for the market. And this, if we had to have this strong leg, this could be something that can take Bitcoin 28K, 30K, these sort of areas. So the bullish scenario still stays in. Right now, we're just thinking, 2-3 weeks of bullishness, take some profits until proven wrong. Now, let's jump into the coins. So me personally, I've taken some positions. The first position, I spoke about this yesterday, is a Fantom position. I'm moving and continuing to move to what's hot. And remember, yesterday, everything was up here, guys. And it was like, whoa, okay, the altcoins bounce, crypto market bounce. Where are we going to get our entries? And look at this. Nowhere near lower lows. We do have reset RSIs on the 4-hour, which is amazing. And basically what we have is inverse head and shoulders, where we have the left shoulder over here. And what they usually say is your right shoulder will go to the same area of where your left shoulder is. And if you have a look over there, it's literally exactly to the point over there. Now, what we have secondly above that is we do have a trend line that's forming here, and we're currently looking to break that trend line. So I am looking at a temporary Bitcoin bounce and hopefully a nice little slow grinding Bitcoin for the weekend. But because that dominance is looking to make its way down, I'm expecting altcoins to bounce hard, and Fantom is still one of the big ones for me. Now, Fantom did make its way up to 65 cents on the last run, and it is on fire right now. That was not a major resistance that it hit, and the next resistances are sitting around the 70-80 cent mark. So Fantom is still one of those that I'm taking advantage of, and I've currently started building even some smaller leverage positions at the moment, of up to $30,000 on this one over here. That I'm building right now, but spot, guys, even spot looking really good. But yesterday, think about it. Yesterday, it was 10% more expensive. You know, it's 10% cheaper now, and it's on a retest. For me, this is good. This is bullish. I'm in, and stop loss under the previous low. Fantastic. My risk isn't that high versus my reward. Where am I expecting this to go? I'm expecting 65 as a minimum. And then after that, I am expecting the 80 cents. So as soon as we break, now listen to me, guys. This is how you trade it now, because I'm going to give you a few trades that I'm taking. Right now, we are dipping our toes in the area, and hopefully, maybe somehow it comes back to 53, even maybe 52. You know, that's where you want to build your positions in these areas. Then what you're doing is, when we get a nice bounce and we make our way up, as soon as we break this high over here, is when you start moving your stop loss to entry. And as we break that high and we start to make our way up, you can start moving that stop loss up with it along the journey. But what we need to remember is, in order to have a higher low and to confirm it's a higher low, we've got to get a higher high. So make sure you don't want to build your position up here. You build your position up here, look how big your stop loss is. It's huge. You know, your risk, now you're sitting at 20% stop loss. Right now you put in, you're sitting at a 7-8% stop loss, but your reward is looking up to 80%. So if you look risk to reward right now, it's really good. So for me, this is the area to build. Stop loss here. And as we break that high, start tightening up on that, especially when we get to this target area over here. So Fantom's the first one. I'm going to go through all the other spot ones and all these sort of things. Here we go. AVAX, next one. Boom. We broke trend. We're testing beautifully right now in the area. You can see on all of them, I'm putting the basic. This is in case Bitcoin decides to go for 25 again and gets rejected again. This is why I have a little bit of shorter TPs, but they're still good. You know, they're still 15, 20% TPs for now. But for me now, AVAX, retest in this area, and I'm dollar costing in this zone over here. And my stop loss is under this area here. And like I said, as soon as we break this high over here, now I can move stops to entry, and I'm looking at the higher targets over there. So AVAX, remember, what coin do I trade? How do I make money? All these sort of things. The ones that make sense. The ones that have good risk to reward. Let's look at Cardano. Boom. Looking fantastic, right? Way higher high. You can see it showing tremendous strength right now as soon as there's any bullishness. And we had this trend yesterday. Let me actually drink some water. Why did they put nuts on my food? It always destroys my throat. Amazing. So we have the higher high over there, and basically the retest of support over here. So for me, this is the area to build now. Stop loss under that position over there. And like I said, we break the high, move the stops to entry, and I'm expecting a 50 cents. 50 cents first target for Cardano. I'm still expecting 60 to 80. It all matters on how fast and when we have that drastic drop of the dominance. Now we're getting a small drop in dominance, but the big one's still coming, and the catch up is still coming really quickly. So as soon as we see that acceleration, I think laddering out is also going to be a great TP technique. And good news, I'm not doing too much this weekend. So if there is a rocket, you know, I'm going to look at possibly jumping on for a short stream to update on all of these. So guys, enter with stop losses, very important. And we got to move those up. But charts are looking bullish. Cardano's the next one. The one after that, I see Polkadot took off. Solana, boom. I spoke about this yesterday. There's the play, right? I spoke about the push up. You can see very much inverse head and shoulders. So if I show you over here. So right now, guys, I'm thinking medium term. And this is why I'm showing this is I want to make money right now. And these are the ones that are showing me to make some money. So here you can see definitely the right shoulder forming. And basically from here, I'm looking at it going to the higher areas. Now stop loss in these areas over here. Amazing. Until we break the higher high. Once we through the higher high, I move my stop loss over here. And like I said, as we start to move. Now, what's interesting about Solana is things go to plan and they go really well. We end up getting an incredible entry on Solana. Now, let me actually remove these drawings so I can make it cleaner. We'll have all of this in Discord for you guys. But like I said, where we're entering it now is incredible because we have this very long-term trend on Solana, right? And we know the big resistance. I've been speaking about it. You know, the 26, 27 is crazy resistance. As soon as we through that level, you know, the likeliness of $40, $50, $60 now become a possibility. So if we get in the entries here and we make our way up and we break this long-term trend over here, you're going to see a really strong acceleration in Solana. And basically, if we get anywhere on the push, because after this trend, after this resistance, the next area is all the way up at $40. You're looking at 100% trade. So right now, take your time to build your position, put your stops in. And when we break this trend over here, or we get to that trend, tighten those stops. But this can be a really big one. So I'm taking big advantage of Solana at these areas. I'm giving you guys some nice short-term trades for the weekend. Nice trades until we know on the higher time frames. Our long terms are in, and I'll speak more about some of the long-term trades. Let's speak about DOT. Boom. There's DOT. There might even be an entry. So pay attention to our Discord for me to give you some charts. Look at DOT. On its way, looking strong, looking fired up. And I think we're finally going to get our DOT explosion to get us to $8 to the $10. But look how strong the alts are, guys. That little dip off, dip what? No dip. We're back up there and we're strong. So don't take your eyes off the altcoins. You can see how quickly they're starting to move. Let's speak about MATIC. Ripping. How's the MATIC holders? What's up? What's up? How are you feeling? Are you bragging or what? Are you telling everyone that you're a genius? MATIC exploding. Really, really, really good. Look at it. It broke that high over there. Do you see what I was saying about this broke a trend a few days back? And that's where we are with a lot of the other coins right now. And you can see how it starts to respect and play it extremely well. And now we have MATIC on the run. If we look at the way higher time frames on where possibly it goes next, it has a slight bit of resistance now at 1.5. But then around the 1.7 to the $2 mark is the next areas for MATIC. So I won't buy it, but we got tons. I've been giving the entries for a while now on the trend lines. Hold strong. I think it's MATIC time, and that's moving. We got THETA fired up. THETA looks ready. Respect the pump. Respect the pump. It's very true. We got THETA. THETA looking hot right now. Look how it broke yesterday. Dip what? You know, you can't be erased like, yes, Bitcoin, but the fact that dominance removed now, the altcoins are strong. You can see how strong they are over here. So what I'm waiting for is we did crack this previous resistance on THETA, but ultimately we want to close above there now and start moving. Then what we have is the 1.3. And after that, we go to 1.7. So THETA for me is looking fired up. I've been speaking about THETA. I've been speaking about VET. THETA, VET, ZOL. You want these in your portfolio if this market runs, guys. Market runs, those three, they do crazy things. I saw THETA go from 30 cents to $15 within like, I think it was 6 months or like 5 months. I saw it do something absolutely wild. And we're at that time again. Money's coming back into the markets. We can see it very clearly. And the true FOMO can kick in at any point. So remember, you're entering now with caution. That's fine. But it may turn into some beautiful entries that just absolutely kill it for you. So pay attention to THETA. Entries for me is only the low $1, guys. But we've been getting in. I've been speaking about THETA for a while now. And that's starting to move. Let's talk about VET. So VET, a lot of these coins now. So there's time for these, okay? And reason being is we have made recent 4-hour lows, but there's these trends. Market wakes up now and Bitcoin bounces and we break these trends in. And it's very simple. Guys, trade it simple. Up here, boom, in, stop loss, boom, hit it. Because we've got to remember where VeChain is on the, look at that weekly trend. I'm expecting here. I'm expecting, you know, 310, like this is big. This is 25, 30, even up to 40%. We have higher targets, all depending if Bitcoin breaks 25. But remember where you're buying it. So put that trend line in on the 4-hour. And right now, if we break that, boom, stop loss under the previous low and hit it strong. VET is still one of my favorite ones. Chainlink, same thing. So this one did hit 618. It did hit support. You know, that was definitely a good area. Boom, same thing. Break trend, stop loss on a previous low, Chainlink run. I'm still expecting $10, $12. Nakamoto, I spoke about this yesterday. It is there again for some a little bit more spot entries. And now it does have a low to put some stops in. Amazing. But this holding beautifully. And I'm expecting this 60 cents. Like that's my first target. It was supposed to be a 1 year, 2 year hold, but if it does go to 60 cents, you know, we're basically 12x from our entries when we got them in November. So I would probably take some profits there. But this one, smaller cap, higher risk, small party portfolio, but bigger gainer, definitely. That's looking amazing. We have DYDX. Look at it, guys. Boom. Yesterday was just into the zones. Now I know it gets panicky and you get scared. But when you see your coin ripping and making higher highs, like I can see it very clearly here again. I look at this chart over here and I see a left shoulder, I see a right shoulder, and I see a bullish pattern. That's ultimately what it is. And why you always love buying pullbacks is because you know where to put your stop loss. And as it breaks that high again, you move your stops up. Boom. Risk to reward. Like, just be consistent this year. Very important. So DYDX is slightly out of the zone, but if it does come back to these areas over here, it does have one more support around 2.7. I'm still expecting $4. $4.50 is still my areas over there. We had render. I saw render exploded, and I did speak to you guys about a lower high. So no buys for me here. Anyone that is holding render, you know, you've done crazy things. I don't know if you're going to like me for it, but some TPs, just in case. It may explode and go to the higher levels, but you know, risk to reward is not worth an entry right now. Same thing on NEO protocol. Did show a little bit of weakness, but we're back. We're not too far from the levels again. Pay attention to this trend line. We break this trend. I'm still expecting at some point a NEO explosion. Stops under previous low. Same thing. Boom. Take off. Put some stops into play. And I'm still expecting $3, 3.3. So guys, I'm not afraid of this dip, and you shouldn't be either. Protect yourself with risk management. Amazing. But oh, look at Coty. See what I'm saying? See why we like this trend lines here? Look at that. No better play, right? Test. Boom. Where's your stop right now? Boom. Amazing. So as soon as you break that high, put your stops in. And now it's at one more level. It breaks this, it's going to fly. So no more entries on Coty, but it's about to break a next gap. And soon you'll see a good 13 to 14 cents. So well done on the Coty, guys. Let's speak about PBX for a second. 𝗕𝗬𝗃𝗍𝗍. This is one of my other smaller ones. And give it another 4 to 8 hours. When we close out this bull flag, it'll be your last entries and probably the last time I'm calling it as a small cap, a dollar costing zone. We through here. I'm still expecting this to double from where we're at right now. Higher risk, smaller part of your portfolio. But from here, I don't think there's going to be much more entries after this. We're forming a bull flag right now. When we're out here, it's looking good. It's looking really good. So I'm happy to see that one catching some ground. Scallop as well. Slow, lower, high. But when it breaks this trend over here, those are my three guys. PBX, Scallop, Nakamoto. Those are the three small caps I've been calling for a while. Let's jump into our algo. Still holding 200-day, still just below 200-day, still holding support beautifully. Here's the resistance. There we go. Be patient with it. Be patient with it. Yeah. We crack this. That's when you're going to see it run. Remember, I'm still expecting 40 cents. I'm still expecting 40 cents. But a lot of them are creating these now. Some of them are already higher, but they crack these trends over here. They're going to move. Altcoins look fired up. There's GRT. So for now, no buying, no buying, no buying. We break that trend. Same thing. We break, stop loss, and run. You know, it's going to either go test these highs, if not go even to the higher areas of up to the 30 cents mark and the higher targets. Atom, what is happening right now on the market so far? Amazing. So my FTM is finally going into some green. Fantastic. Atom, there's the trend. There's the trend. ZOL, still. Dollar cost. I got a feeling there's a ZOL crazy pump coming. I love this token because it's what it does randomly at times. Look at it. It does these crazy things. And remember where we're getting it. Like, this has been dropping. Oof. Last time this thing ripped, it did like 500% in 2 weeks. 2 weeks it ripped. And you look at this times over here as well. So ZOL, dollar cost. It's still one to come and explode. The alts haven't moved. So we got Filecoin. Who got it? Put your thumbs up. We've been calling it. There it ripped. Gone. Boom. Outside of that range, maybe you're going to enter at 5.6. I don't think you're going to get one, but it's on the way. And expect us to possibly go $8 to $10. So I'll update on this as we progress, but it's gone. It's flying. It's looking absolutely incredible right now. Looks, I saw, was back at dollar costing zones. We have Engine. Retests. Beautiful. Amazing. BNB, good. Let's see where BNB is actually at on this push. Oh, so BNB for the short-term trade was amazing. This is what I spoke about yesterday. The right shoulder. Amazing. Looking good. So BNB is looking fantastic. We got Aptos. Run's not going to agree with me on this one. And I'll make it a high risk, you know, tight stop or these sort of things. For me, it's higher high, right shoulder, buy zone. I'm expecting to go back to $20. So Aptos, I am personally taking a short-term trade on that. We had an algo pump yesterday. That was amazing. We have Super waking up, looking good. Great push yesterday from Super. Let's actually speak about the smaller caps I spoke about yesterday. Let's see how they are doing. So Qtum hovering more or less in yesterday's zone. So I'm patient with these. This was that little list I was speaking about. Dollar cost and be patient. Qtum, but remember, I do want to remind you, they're still below daily trends. So what you're expecting is we're still away from this one. You know, the real volume comes when we're out. So dollar costing now, we're above 200-day. Amazing. Fantastic. Let's speak about this one. Nice little push yesterday. We're waiting for a daily close outside this trend. And then some real action. You can see. So fantastic on the 200-day moving average, which was the one yesterday. FLM above 200-day. Fantastic. Dollar cost. High risk. 5% of your portfolio. Tiny part of your portfolio. Let's speak about ETH for a second, because ETH woke up, and for me, Bitcoin goes up now, ETH gonna rip. I think it's ETH time. I think it's time to go to 2K. We can see here very much, we hit the higher high as well. It's retest right now. It's a small retest from yesterday, and market, it looks ready. So ETH holders, hold tight. We should hopefully get a strong push. We have the ETH dominance bouncing. We have the ETH dominance breaking daily trend. Fantastic. It is now possibly Ethereum time. I see our calls are waking up here. Put your stops in. You get higher highs. Put your stops, lift them up, protect yourself. But the market is starting to look like it's bubbling. It's ready to rumble. Looking fantastic. Let's see at Gala Games. There's the trend, guys. You want to catch Gala Games on this break. So it takes a few days, maybe Monday, Tuesday, but Gala Games, I think it breaks on that trend. The trend's your friend. Use trends right now. Very simple. ICP, we spoke about it yesterday, actually from a request. So well done on those. See, they're all doing the same patterns. Break, retest, boom. Break, retest, boom. Where's your stop loss right now? There. Put stops in play. If you don't know stop losses, Sniper School. Guys, we need Sniper School. $100 into a Sniper School exchange below. Go register, put your user ID in, and come join me in the cohort happening probably either next week or the week after. We're still looking for a couple hundred spots. I want to make this the biggest one yet. Join Sniper School, join Sniper School, join Sniper School. I promise you, we have the stats, how well they're doing for those who are in. Let's look here. RSR. Whew. Looking good. Cracks this level here. It does have a lot of resistance here, but once it's through that actually looks really good. Non-leverage, guys. Like the FTM, possibly Solana, possibly some leverage. You know, these sort of things that are fine. All these other ones, you can make so much money on spot right now. You know, stop undervaluing spot. There's going to be a lot of time in a bull market to leverage trade. Let's look at nearly above the 200-day Moon River. There's going to be a Moon River pump at some point. When it closes above here, we're going to have some fun. We've been buying this a while back. I still have it, but I've been buying more because I could be able to bring my price all the way down. I had some I was buying at 100. You know, now I buy 10% of that and I bring my entry down. And if I buy 30% of it, I'm nearly at entry with the amount of tokens that I can get. So Moon River, high risk, but also another really good one. I see the CFX is still pumping. What are you, 3x, 2x in 3 days from this call? Amazing. It looks incredible. I see Immutable X. Fantastic. TPs on Immutable X. I'm still expecting that crazy right shoulder at some point. And that's about it for now, guys. So have a fantastic weekend. I'll update again on Monday. Like I said, big action. I'll jump on and we jump on the weekend. Guys, trend lines. We're on the retest now. High, move stops up, put stops into play, and let's ride it. Will Bitcoin go to 28K? Possibly. Then we caught a big fish. But right now, there's fish. Let's fish. If we make 30%, amazing. And maybe it becomes 100%. Let's see how it goes. But in order to fish, you have to throw some lines in, right? And right now, it's time to fish. So fish, dance, let's enjoy, and let's wait for hopefully the next major pump. Have a fantastic day. Join Sniper School. And much love. I'll see you all on the next episode. Cheers.